I think a lot. Which means even something as simple as picking out an ice cream flavor can become very complicated very quickly. This one looks interesting. I wonder how this tastes like. What does mooncake even mean? This one looks good as well. Should I get both? How many could I get? I want to try everything. I don't want to miss out on anything, especially the best ones. I need to make a decision. Personally, I don't enjoy taking 15 minutes every time I pick out an ice cream flavor, or choose a restaurant, or decide what I'm gonna wear.
That is why learning how to make decisions has become a very useful skill in my life.
From creating a deck of playing cards to moving to a country on the other side of the world, and creating a life balance between self-care and ambition.
To be honest, this has not been a straight journey of improvement for me.
My younger and more inexperienced self often failed at making decisions, which resulted in projects never even starting, not moving forward, and most of all, living a life decided by others.
So, I want to talk about why decision making is a great skill to have and how it looks like for me. Before we learn how to make decisions, I think it's important to talk about why decision making is a great skill to have.
From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you are met with countless choices. Do I want to hang out with my friends, or do I want to work? What do I want to eat? Where do I want to go? Should I clean up now or leave it for later? What is better? What is worse? What is the right choice? The fear of making a wrong choice often led me to not making a decision at all, which led to two possible results. Either I wouldn't even start the action, or someone else made a decision for me and I just went along with it. And this feels very comfortable. Growing up, I was not the one making decisions. It was my parents, my friends, my teachers, or the society. Then came a moment when I realized
my life is chaos. I have no control over anything that is happening in my life, and I'm just following a path laid out by someone else. I don't want to be tossed around by this chaos. I want to be able to navigate it, go in the direction I want. And to do that, I have to start making decisions.
This is where responsibility entered my life. The problem with decisions is that whoever makes them is responsible for the outcome, both good and especially bad. Nobody wants to be responsible for a decision that has a bad result. It feels much easier to pass that responsibility onto someone else. By doing that, you give away control, which means if I want control, I need to accept responsibility as well.
If you're someone who struggles with making decisions, it can be difficult to know where to start.
Without having anyone to follow, how do you know where you are going? I have two main ways of making decisions. I call them control and operations. Control are the decisions that set the course of my life. They're the long-term decisions that affect what I do, who I am, and how I live. They shape my identity and life that I want. This starts with a feeling, a strong feeling of excitement, something you really want to do. Do you know the feeling I'm talking about? When you look at something and it makes you feel excited and inspired to know and understand what you just saw. When you have a conversation with a person and you want to keep listening and talking with them. You feel as if you can see parts of the universe you haven't seen before and you are now a part of it. I want to stay a part of this new world and explore it further. I follow this feeling whenever I experience it, and I want to increase my chances of finding out where it is going. So it is time to think and make a plan. Which exact thing started this feeling? What about it do I like? What would be the components that make this thing? What else is similar to it? How could I integrate this thing into my current life? I keep asking questions until I have a map in front of me that leads me from my current position through the chaos to a point where I want to be. Then I start walking. Now you might be asking yourself what to do if you don't experience this feeling. And the answer is practice. Like every other skill, decision making takes practice. Whichever way you choose to make decisions, you're not going to be good at it from the get-go. For me, it has taken a lot of time and practice to understand my feelings, and it's best to start small. When presented with a choice, observe how you feel. When you see or smell a food, which one makes you more excited? Which one makes your body react, fill up with feelings? Pick that one. Don't think about it, just go. Operations is the second way I like to make decisions. Most of our everyday decisions are small. Eating, cleaning, transportation, meditation, hygiene, they don't decide the course of our life. They are the everyday steps we do that help us move forward on our path and not die. I don't want to make a new decision every day, so I automate them. I apply the same system as with the control decisions, with a few tweaks. I follow my feeling, I think a little about the best way to do it, and then I lock it in for use. Going forward, I'm not going to think about the best way to brush my teeth, I'm just going to do it the way I decided. After a while, I might look at the decision again and see if I encountered any new information that would make me change my mind. If yes, I adjust it and lock it back in.
Whatever way you choose to make decisions, I think it's important that you do make decisions.
Leaving decisions to others can make you feel powerless and without control over your life. Taking responsibility for my choices has given me a sense of freedom, because I accept that everything that happens to me is the result of my decisions, the good and the bad. And everything starts with the first decision. You can decide to live a life that you enjoy, or you can exist in chaos and put the responsibility on others.
Whichever you choose, I hope this video created a feeling in your body. If it did, you now know what to do. In case you can't decide which video to watch next, here's a recommendation.